Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. We just got a breaking news update from the sources close to the Young Dolph family. They have a person of interest, allegedly Yo Gotti. To find out what happened, make sure you watch this whole video and subscribe to the channel. So they're saying that Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, on his deathbed, basically his last words that he said was that he didn't want to live with the fact and go to a bad place if he didn't say exactly what happened in the Young Dolph thing. So he basically spilled the beans, and he said that his brother Yo Gotti was the main primary person who actually put Young Dolph in a position to have him get taken out like that, because he had put money on his head. He said he had the receipts to prove it. And when all these people was talking about how they knew that it was Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, that had already put 40,000 on Growth Hero's head, and so now that they have the final connection, Big Jook he couldn't take it. It couldn't eat, like, his ego, his conscience, it was eating him alive, knowing that he was about to go, and he didn't, like, he had to tell and come clean about the Young Dolph, how he was set up, who was a part of it, who was the people that put the money up, and why was it that they had to do it at the cookie shop. And he said that he had the cookie shop working for him. This is all alleged, and so everybody that was in on it basically got paid to do this. And so this is a sad situation, because the Young Dolph was the king of Memphis, and he was a role model to a lot of people, and this is the way that they did him. This is why our community needs better leaders and everything like that, because this cannot happen again. Look at the example that this was setting for everybody that looks up to Yo Gotti, all the youth coming up in the city, and now knowing that, like, he's the one that actually took him out. If you go back and look at it, this is not a surprise. A lot of people already knew that Yo Gotti and Young Dolph, they had the beef stemming from years and years ago. So they knew that it was the main, always the usual suspects. This is not the first time that they tried Young Dolph, and they should have left him alone, because all of the people that was a part of it, they're telling on each other, and this is all looking real bad on them, because all of the street stuff, the loyalty, saying they was never gonna rat, and all of that, it got thrown out the window, because the judge, he was looking at setting an example out of these people because of what they did to Young Dolph and how he was such a prominent figure and everything. And they all have a lot of bonuses and perks and little different commissions that they would get from making sure that they put a lot of numbers and years behind the suspects that were the ones who eventually were actually taken down as the fall guys for Young Dolph. That's right, because they're the fall guys, because they're still looking and trying to make the connections to the people who called the shots. And so this is why they tried to bring in the RICO team. The investigators were looking at how Black Youngster came in and he was connected with CMG, and they put two and two together. They know Govan Hernandez was working with the folks, and this is why they even gave him the bond to begin with, because he's the guy that actually gave up the information leading to the capture of Big Jook. When Big Jook came in and got interrogated, he was arrested in Memphis after the feds picked him up. The only reason why he got out was because he gave up the information on Yo Gotti. And this is why he was targeted to get taken out. The next time he came into Memphis, all of a sudden Yo Gotti ended up leaving early, left Big Jook coming out that building, and that's when the dudes got him in the parking lot. And it's all because they know that he was talking to the peoples, and so was Govan. And so that's why they targeted Govan's daughter, cousin, and everything else. And this is the main reason why the people at the cookie shop, they moved out of town, because they know that this is all going to come back to how if Maurice and them, if they tell on Yo Gotti and they say that he's the one that did it, then they're the actual another person that's connected to the situation that might get pretty much put Yo Gotti being mad at them. And if Yo Gotti's mad at them and jealous of you and all of this other stuff, then it's going to be the same thing that happened to Young Dolph. This is a revolving door situation. We can't let this keep happening in the community. If you guys are supporters of Young Dolph, like this video and comment LLYD, long live Young Dolph. Put the dolphin emojis right there in the comment section. Let me know where y'all from, because Young Dolph has a lot of fans, and he had way more fans than Yo Gotti. This is why he became the king of Memphis. In Memphis, if Yo Gotti couldn't become the king of his own city already, while he had all them years that he had a head start on Young Dolph, then he couldn't have did it. It was meant to be that Dolph was the main person, and this is what really got Yo Gotti envious and greedy and jealous of the fact that he just couldn't take it. And so because he had to pretty much hear him everywhere that he went, and once they had the baby mama issues and all of that, it was the last straw. He had Yo Gotti steaming out of his ears and everything like that. And this is why he decided to put the money on Young Dolph head. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people, you got to realize that the rappers, they have one of the most dangerous jobs and everything, because in any other profession and any other thing, the people who beef like that, they never really take it to the next level. Boxers will beef and then they'll do their thing, but you never see them going at each other in the streets and sending people even to ball players from the same city and everything like that. And so this is an issue with rappers, street guys, and the whole community in general. And this is why everybody got to realize that it's more, you got to stay in your lane, keep your head on a swivel. You can't trust nobody. Make sure you taking care of your family. Make sure you getting your generational wealth and everything like that, because it's going to be a lot of haters. It's going to be a lot of haters and everything like that. And people said Dolph shouldn't have moved like that, and he had nobody with him, and he was alone up in that cookie shop and everything like that. How do you know they didn't snatch him up? How do you know they didn't take his keys? How do you know a lot of people wasn't supposed to be with him, but he got there and all of a sudden they was told not to come, or the location changed, or this happened and that happened? It was a lot of stuff, and the truth is about to come out. A whole lot of stuff is about to come out, because people know for a fact this Dolph trial is coming. The people that's gonna take the stand, they're not scared anymore. They're not worried anymore about Yo Gotti, CMG coming over and targeting them, or people from the cookie shop trying to get at them and this and that. They know for a lot of these people, they're in witness protection, especially Young Dolph brother. Young Dolph brother is the last line of defense to pretty much make it to where the justice is served. If you guys want to get justice for Young Dolph, comment justice for Dolph right now. Exactly. So Young Dolph brother, once he's been in witness protection the past 2.5 years, and he was like basically put away because they know he saw everything that happened. He's the guy that ran out of the cookie shop trying to spray down the dudes in the getaway car. He's seen it all, and Maurice pointed him out, and he said this is the dude with dreads that was running around with the Draco and spraying the place up. And so that's why MPD took him in. But once they figured out that Young Dolph brother was inside that shop and he seen everything that happened, but he did make the mistake by running down the sidewalk and spraying the Draco into the open air. This is why they took him in. But once they interviewed him, once they got the story straight and they seen the footage, they seen how they jumped Dolph in the back. They seen how everything played out. And so that's why he's going to be the main witness and the main thing. So nothing can happen to Young Dolph brother, or because he's the guy that's going to get the justice. He's going to be able to explain how the people was in the back, how it all went down and everything. And it's all like everybody that pretty much was in the back of that cookie shop, they all saying that they don't remember nothing and that it's too much, that they didn't see it happen, and all of a sudden they seen everything except the real things that they needed to get the justice for Dolph. And it's because a lot of them, they don't want to tell. They don't want to have to deal with the repercussions and everything about the street codes and whatever they were raised on and everything. But Young Dolph brother, he knows that he's not just gonna lose Young Dolph and have nobody be responsible or nothing like that. It's beyond get back. A lot of people already got get back on Govan Dot. A lot of people already did the get back on Maurice brother and everybody in between that have fallen in this whole entire war. And so now, finally, we're going to be able to see, is they going to get the justice for Young Dolph? What's going to happen to Yo Gotti? What's going to be going on moving forward? Because this is unraveling into a RICO case, and it's all about to come winded down, man. Justice for Young Dolph.